Okay, I hope everyone can hear that a bit better. I noticed the last video the audio was a bit quiet, so we've changed a couple of things around. Right, so back at it. This is where we left off. We had our sleepers, our blades, our chairs, and all the rest was under our ballast because we haven't set that up yet. So I think what we'll start off with now, and this is getting into a bit of uncharted territory where I'm not quite sure how things will work, but we'll read the documents and hopefully we can get through it. What we plan to do is take the sleepers and the chairs and probably the blades, probably not the check rail and the ring rails, but we'll see. And we're going to scale them down to the scale we need. So we're going to be using our 3D editing software again. Ours is 3D Max. So let's close down Trainz. And we will go into our mesh file that or our mesh asset that we've made. And we will go to Max. We've got our assets there that we've been playing around with. We now want to get the sleepers and the rails and the check rails all at the right height and size. So how will we do this? We will get our TANE Trk Oak assets exported the way we want them. So we jump into i3D converter, open the original TANE Trk Oak, and let's find our, don't want to do our blades, we will want to do our chairs. So how about we, how many of them have we got? We have chairs, single left different LODs, single right different LODs, chairs left, so they're multiple chairs. For instance, let me just show you what they look like. There's 4 of them grouped together. And then will be chairs left, LOD 1, LOD 0, chairs left, LOD 1. Then we go into the chairs right, and that takes care of all the chairs. So there's that many objects we would need to convert, because we want to make them smaller. Right now they're too big, because they're using a normal gauge track size. Then we've got the check rails that we may need to manipulate. We've got our end caps that we probably don't want to touch because we have our other end caps from the original asset. Then we have our left rail in different LODs. We have our right rail in different LODs. Then we have our single sleepers, and then we have a bunch of sleepers, which will be groups of 4 in different LODs as well. Then we have our slide chair, left slide chair right, a stretcher, and we've already got the track done ourselves, and then some wing rails. So let's try and keep this to a minimum and see if, I think I've done this previously, so save me going through and opening each one of these up. We will see, for starters, whether I've got this saved somewhere. Let's have a look. Perhaps under here. Let's have a look. Final mesh. When were they saved? Not too long ago. We would need to open one of these up and have a look at it in max. Okay, let's have a quick look to see. Let's take our chairs left LOD 0. Flip the UVs, save that out, and I will save it under that. Open another folder where I think I have previously saved this. Just gotta find it. Chairs left LOD 0. Maybe. Let's have a look. File. Import. The first one I saved out. The second one I saved out was in here. Chairs. LOD 0 number 2. See if that's the right size. And then import this one. Chairs LOD 01. How did we go? They look the same, don't they? Yeah. Okay, so they haven't been shrunk down yet. That's not going to help. I'm sure I've done this. It's going to be a lot quicker if I can find these. So just bear with me. Final source, that's the track. Yeah, maybe. Was that done? The 14th of the 3rd. And these were done on the... Okay, I don't quite remember where I put it, so I think we're going to have to do it. Just going to take a little bit of time. Okay. Procedural track. Let's do it. In here, we are going to change our... We're going to save out each one of these for what we need, and then we're going to scale it down to be a narrow gauge track. And that should be that. It'll take a little bit of time just to convert all these, so you're welcome to hang in there and watch me convert them all, or you can come back later. Probably take about 20 minutes or so. So that's our blade. Save that out. Save it to the right location. Left blade. Then we get our animation we don't change. Then our right blade. So we load this up. We do record everything, so if you do end up missing the next part, it's not a problem. We'll be putting it straight up on YouTube. So that's the right blade we save. Right blade, right animation. The chair single left LOD 0. So we load that one up. Flip the UVs. Save that out. Then there'll be a chair single left LOD 1. Very important to flip the UVs. Save that out. Then we should be onto our chair single right LOD 0. Save that one. Chair single. Oh, I thought that was the one we were on. Chair single right LOD 0, chair single right LOD 1. Save that. Chair single right LOD 1. Chair left LOD 0 we've already exported. Chair left LOD 1. Save that out. Easier to read it like this, I think. Chairs left LOD 0 we just saved. Chairs left LOD 1 we just saved. Chairs right LOD 0. Chairs right LOD 1. Keep in mind you don't have to do this step if you actually have the source. Just demonstrating the way you can do it if you don't have the source. And I haven't gone and dug ours up, so I'm actually going to do it this way. A little bit more time consuming, but it's not too much pain to go through. Check rail left. Save that. Oh. Flick the UVs. Some of this stuff I hopefully won't have to rejig or redo anything to. Check rail right. But I'll get all of it saved out so that I've got the source. End caps, I don't think we'll want the end caps, to be honest. I think we've already got our own end caps. We'll use them anyway. I know they've been mapped correctly. Sure, why not? Save that out. Next end cap. I do look at the chat. Hello to everyone. Sorry, deep in thought. This is very technical. Not really. Just trying to get through it. So we save that one out. What do we got left? We have our end cap. one. Currently we're just exporting the .im files into .objs just so we have our source again, because currently it's for people who can't find their source. Is there ever going to be any iOS devs on? Generally it depends content wise. Generally all the devs can do iOS content. It just depends on what you want done, I guess. Ask a question and I'll see if I can answer it for you. Oh, seems like we've already got that one. Damn it. What a waste of two seconds. Alright, where's the next one? This one, perhaps. Flip that one. Save that out. The Blue Comet DLC is broken. Yes, we are aware of that. I believe the devs are looking into it. I'll double check for you on that one. See if I can get an answer for you, but the best way to keep up to date will probably be the forums or via help desk. That one's been saved out. Losing track here. Okay, where are we up to? Rail left, LOD 0. Yes, we do need that one done. That's our rail. Save that one out. Few to go. Load 2. Save that one out. Yeah, I believe there's some new mobile stuff coming along, so I think you might even see some of the newer locos on there soon, like the PRRT1 or the Coronation Scott. There's some new routes and sessions as well for iOS coming. Keep up to date with the newsletter. Most of the time we announce it in the newsletter. Save that LOD. As you can see, there's a lot of meshes that are part of the procedural track. Once you've got this converted, and we probably should make this available to everyone so that they don't have to go through some of the pain of doing this if they need parts of the procedural track to use in their own procedural track. But once you've converted it all, you shouldn't have to do this again. Save this. Also, part of the reason why we are converting this is we are converting a narrow gauge track. So we're going to have to shrink a lot of these things. If you've just got a normal gauge track, most of the time you'll probably have no problem just using these straight off the bat. There may be a different height issue that you'll have to address, but you can probably just address that with your ballast instead of changing all these particular individual items. Save that one out. Are there any plans of having the other versions of the locos, the black version and the dirty freight version? I can't answer that one. I would imagine it's not hard for them to get it out there. I'll have to talk to them to see how they're going with that. Flip that one. Save it out. Yeah, there'll be a matter of just converting some of the Steam locos we have for TANE, because some of them now work on mobile. The devices are getting pretty fast, so it should be a matter of just doing a few little things to make them work. But again, the guys usually keep up to date with that sort of stuff in the newsletter, so I mean, I can tell you one thing, but I can't guarantee it'll be spot on. But I do believe there are some new updates coming which involve Steam locos. Not too many to go now. Really, some of these can you can just edit the higher LODs to make some of these lower LODs if you don't want to convert them all. I'm going to take the lazy way and just get them from here. Four more to go. Keeping in mind we do not need the track. Oh, 3 more to go. 2 more to go. Can't count. Wing rail. And the other wing rail. So hopefully I didn't forget to flip the UVs on any of those. If not, we'll have to come back and do them. Right, so that means all our... should mean all our track has been converted. Where was I saving those? Oh, under the wrong part. That's alright. Still the same place. That's good. Honestly, the Journeys thing is good for non-Trainz people, but the hardcore Trainz guys would rather have the full simulators and have all the locos. Yeah, the Journeys, you know, is a bit more exposure on the App Store for those particular DLC, because not everyone buys DLC, so well, not everyone looks at the DLC. But yeah, it's now hopefully going to be a one-to-one where we release the Journeys and the DLC inside the TS2 and TD2 platforms on iOS. Okay. I saved them under this one. There we go. Let's just put them in the right place so I remember where they are. Copy that. Go back to my date. That done. Oh, replace? Sure. Right. The file that we want to open first will be under here in our main LOD. We want to bring this back in so that we can see where our rail should be and our sleepers should be and our chairs. So LOD 0 temp. We also need the texture applied to that. So we'll drop in this diffuse texture and put it on that so that we can at least see where things should be. Raise it a little bit, just a tiny bit. There we go. Now, this is the original track that we're looking at here. We want to now bring in the rails to make sure we get them the right scale. What am I doing? This one. Left blades checked. Let's start at the start. I'm hoping we don't need to touch the blades. Then we go the single chairs. So we open that up. Chair. Left LOD 0. And we bring that up to the right height. Which isn't really the right height. There's going to be a small difference, and we want to scale that to the right scale. It's way too small. Let's move this so we can actually see what we're doing. Right, that's better. They're a tiny bit difference for the chairs, but hopefully that won't make a difference. Somewhere around that scale, I believe. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so what we need to do, probably bring that back to 0 and make it the right height. And we can also, we'll save that for now, but we can get rid of this and this and that and those two. So that's in the right position. We just need to get this in the right position now. Probably needs to be in the middle would help. Right. Come across. I'm not quite sure where we'll need to put that. Let's have a look. Where's our chairs? Separate left and right splines for rail chairs or base plates. Children's of ballast splines attached and literally offset using the attached splines. So the spacing length. These splines consist of 3D chairs. Yes. Chairs left, chairs right. Single chair. Specifically required in the mesh table. Mesh table for chairs I said include a single chair instance which is used by the procedural junction system when multiple rails are in close proximity to allow the precision control over angle and position. The single chair mesh is not referenced in the track log tree, that's fine. The tree chair single is specifically required in mesh table. The mesh file itself can be named as desired. This chair single is always and only used with the single sleeper. The slide chair, for supporting the turnout blade, is also included in the mesh table for each chair asset. This must have the same height as the regular chair. The term blade slide chair is specifically required for the mesh table. Yes. Okay, so it looks like the pivot point needs to be right up against where it is there. So I think that'll be okay where it is. Let's apply our texture to it. Not the right texture. To this one. Yes. Okay, we apply that texture to it, which is correct. We remove that, and that's going to be the right size for our chair. That'll be our left chair. Export. In Trainz format would help. To the location. And under our mesh file. And we're going to call it chair single left LOD 0. Yes, we wish to copy over the top. Start. Great. That is 1. So then we'll take the same process. That was single. This is LOD 1. Import that. And we want it to be the same sort of scale. So we'll just get the scale of this one. And we will make it the same height. And then we will remove that one and put the right texture on that one and save it out. That becomes left LOD 1. Sorry, just setting these up so they'll all be in the one spot when I save the file later on. check that I saved that out correctly. Save, export. Right. Next one, we import our final one. That's left LOD 1. Oh, this is the right one now. Chair, right LOD 0. Scale it to that. Apply the material first. Scale correctly. Go away. Remove that. Put that in the right position. Export that. Import the LOD 1 of the single chair. Import chair LOD 1 right LOD 1. Export that one. That one's done. Import our chairs left LOD 0. Chairs left LOD 0. And we apply the texture to them. Get the right scale. Get the right height. Export those out. So this part we're doing is really only for the narrow gauge, because we've got to make everything a little bit smaller. You wouldn't need to do this for a normal gauge track. Import the left LOD 1. Chairs left LOD 1. Export chairs left LOD 1. import chairs right lod 1, chairs right lod 0, sorry. These over a bit. And import chairs right lod 1. Chairs right lod 1. Okay. That's that done. Save that file as parts, so we don't write over the track that we've done previously. Right, import our, we'll import our rail now. Import the, well, we can probably do the blades, maybe. Let's have a look. Blade left. I don't know whether we need to actually do them. Might just scale them down by the same amount. Get them to the right height. Higher than that. I don't think we will need to worry about that for now. Oh, that was front, I think. Yeah. Let's look at the rail. Check rails, caps, we don't want. Rail left, lod 0. Rail left, lod 0. Okay. Also, let's import our original track. So that we can get it to the right height. That's pretty close. Great. Put it in the center. There we go. Get rid of everything else. export. Left, rail left LOD 0. Ooh. Import. Rail left LOD 1. Rail left LOD 1. And we need to get the right distance above on that one. Great. Material on. Save that one out. Rail left LOD 1. Nope. Then we get our rail left LOD 2. Rail left LOD 2. Apply the material. Put it in the right position. Export. There we go. Now, I can't see why we can't just copy and paste rail right LOD 1, 2 and 3. So I just wanted, I'll just bring in rail right LOD 0. Should look identical. I don't know why I wouldn't. Yeah. We'll be fine. We'll just do that. So jump back into here. Final. And get our rail left LOD, which is the ones we just updated. Copy them. Change them all to be right. 1, 0, 1, 2. Right 0. Right 1. Right 2. Now your sleepers definitely want to be updated. So we've got to do the sleepers next. Import our single sleeper. Sleeper LOD 0. And we want to put these at the right height. So again, that's the sleeper. We go and get our original track. Apply a texture to it. Get the sleeper. Doesn't really look like the right size, does it? Maybe it is. Let's double check I got the right track. Yep, that's it. Okay, let's import that sleeper again. Import. Single sleeper. Single sleeper load 0. Okay. So it's looks like it's in the right spot. Interesting. I don't really want to touch it or do anything to it if it is correct, but I've got a feeling it's not. Anyway, we might load all this, what we've done, into Trainz and check it out and see what it looks like. Slooper group lod 0. Yeah, it looks like it should be in the right spot when loaded in. Okay, let's see what that looks like for now. I'll just save that out actually. Bring up Trainz. We want to clear out our mesh file or asset. And load in the one that we've made some changes to. Just double check the date modified. So we did the chairs, we did the rail. Yep. Drop that in. Still haven't modified any config.txt files yet. There'll be values in there that we'll need to tweak to get this looking correct. So Trainz is somewhat happy. Load up Trainz. Edit our route. Okay, what are we looking at so far? We have our chairs seem to be in the right spot. Our rail seems to be skinnier than this rail, so that's good. We might want to just fix up these end caps. I think I overwrote the files previously, so yeah, you'll find that that's not going to work very well. The other thing we could have done, I think, is just taken the ballast down a notch. But yeah, we do need to redo the size of the chairs and the rail and that, so I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. I haven't flipped something correct there. Perhaps the single sleeper. I don't know. We'll find out. Alright. What to attack next? We want to get these sleepers correct. Currently they are not correct. And you can see that the ground there cuts in, whereas over here it doesn't. So we may just want to change that slightly. The ballast, that is. Just so it goes into the ground more. Let's have a look. Back into here. I want to import. I don't know whether I did the track. I probably didn't do the track, did I? Let me just get one piece of track. Just want to see where the ground actually sits on this track compared to the Auran Track 2009. Maybe a case of just moving that down a smidgen. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Can I undo that? Probably not. No, didn't think so. Try again. Flip them. That's better. Save as. Don't really want to save that there. Save it in here. That's better. Right. Let's bring in the track LOD 0. See where that sits. Well, they both sit in the same spot. Can't see that being a problem. Sleepers. Let's have a look and see if there is. Control F, sleepers. Oh, there we go. Sleeper is a child of the ballast spline, attached using the attached splines container in the ballast spline. Attached using the attached spline. Yep, that's fine. The spline consists only of the 3D sleepers. Meshes can be culled as desired at lower LODs simply by specifying no mesh or LOD details yet. To preserve the correct spacing at the desired mesh length, some additional tags are available. The mesh table for the sleeper asset includes a single sleeper instance which is used by the procedural junction system. The sleeper single mesh is not referenced through the track LOD tree. Good. The term sleeper single is specifically required in the mesh table. The mesh file itself can be named as desired. The sleeper single mesh is always used under junctions. The track LOD tree is always used when not inside a junction. For this reason, we recommend you provide different lengths of spline sections in the track LOD tree, including down to a single sleeper length. We do not recommend support LOD on the sleeper single mesh. This is planned for future. Do not use .im.txt files. This will stop the track from stitching and make it slower. Some extra tags for the track container are used to set the desired position of the sleepers. Spacing length before, spacing length after. Before, after. The sleeper pitch determines the spacing of a single sleeper at junctions. It is measured from the center of the sleeper to the center of the next sleeper. The sleeper pitch is only used for junctions. It is not relevant for plain line tracks. Right, so that to me says there is nothing there that allows us to adjust the height of the sleeper. Let's just double check that there's nothing in our config for that. Sleeper pitch we just read about. Mesh length, padding length, before, after, adjust cross section to the ground, don't scale mesh to length. As far as I know, there's nothing really there. Okay. Revert if unchanged. So, in here, we will want to import the single sleeper LOD 0 import that one. Single sleeper LOD 0, and find that we apply the correct material. Bring it up to where we think it should be. Well, I would have thought it should be there. I'm going to maybe resave it out and see what happens. So, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of all this, except for that, and all these. See what happens. Export. Correct. Yes. Single sleeper LOD 0. Save. No. File. Import. Single sleepers LOD 1. Single sleeper LOD 1. Export that. Single sleeper LOD 1. Then import. Single sleepers. Single sleepers LOD 0. Would have imagined all this just worked, because we're not really doing anything by exporting them again. Single sleepers, no, sleepers LOD 0. Import LOD 1. Single sleepers LOD 1 8. Get rid of all these. Actually, let's do them all. We need to import that one, or export that one. Single sleepers LOD 2. Single sleepers LOD 2. Need to do that one. Import. Single sleeper. Sleepers LOD 3. Sleepers LOD 3. And then... oh, wrong one again. Okay, so delete all that. And all that. So this is number 3. Export 3. I think that's... there's not much difference. So this will be 2. And oh, that was actually 1. And this is 2. Right. Hopefully by saving them out, it put them in the right position. So we save that. Delete this. And find our files that we've been editing. Yep, that's right. Should fix those end caps up sooner or later. So we drop that in. Hopefully the sleepers are in the right spot, but we will see. Right, it's happy. Load up Trainz. Hey, our sleepers are looking better, somewhat. Ooh, some of them are. Some of them are looking very skinny. Well, at least they're at the right heights. That's it. Another bonus. They're just not in the right spots yet, and the right lengths. But they are at the right height. So maybe we should start changing. Oh, let's fix these end caps up. And then hopefully we can just start changing some values to get all this track set up correctly. So let's get our end caps. Exit. Let's just do the end caps here. Where are they? End cap 01. 2 objects. Yep. Change the scale, which I think is that one. And the height. Didn't have everything selected. So, grab everything, move it out of the way. Like that. Try again. Change the scale. No, that's not the scale. Change the height. Try one more time. Change the scale. Change the height. that's the height we'll probably want to go with, to be honest. I think we might have done this a little bit wrong. That looks like a good height, because there's the ground. We see this kind of is too high. So that's actually a pretty good height. Okay. Change of plans. I'm going to change everything to be in line with this. Scale is correct, we just need to change the heights of things. So, let's get rid of that, because we're going to save this out. I'm going to bring it all back in a sec. Then export that as ncap 0, I think. ncap 0. Import. Yeah, ncap 0. Did I not open just the normal ncap? Ncap 0. Ncap 1. Ah, right. That's fine. So then we open ncap 1. The reason why we have extra ncaps is because it's our original ncap file. Get the scale of this one. One, two. Move that down. Right. Add that in there. Make sure it's correct. Yep. Add that on there. Yep. So we get rid of that one and those ones. Export. And cap lod 1. Yes. That one's good. Import. Ncap lod 1. Ncap 1 lod 1. No. Ncap lod 1 lod 0. That's what we want first. Right. That seems like the right scale. Export that one. Ncap 1 lod 0. Import ncap 1 lod 1. Right. Export ncap 1 lod 1. That's our caps now done. And we want to line everything up with that. So, technically, if we just get everything in the right spot, we should be okay to export. So these need to be 0, I think. Yep. Now, let's look at lining everything up. This is probably the easiest one to use. It looks pretty good. Okay, hopefully we're making the right decision here. That in the center. And hopefully all we do is just chip away at making sure they're all the right ones we want to export. So, where's the hierarchy? Can never remember where that is. Tools. Manage layers. There we go. Yeah, I named most of them correct, so I'll be able to turn them on and off. Hide, hide, hide. Hide, 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 hide. Ooh. Yeah, I probably don't need that one open. And the rest of these are all those ones. Yeah, don't need any of them. Right. Don't need those ones. Okay, we want chair left LOD 0. File, export. Chair single left LOD 0. Let's just make sure that these are not changing in sizes. Seems a lot for a chair. Maybe. Chair left LOD 1. No, I might be right. Chair left LOD 1 6K. Chair single left LOD 1 6K. So chair single left LOD 1. Chair single left LOD 1 6K. Come on, 6K. Yes. Great. That's working. That's going to be heaps easier. Chair right LOD 0. File. Export. Chair right LOD 0. Chair right LOD 1. Chair right LOD 1. Chairs left LOD 0. Export. Chairs left LOD 0. Chairs left LOD 1. This is where I started to get a little lazy with my naming convention. Chairs left LOD 1. Chairs right LOD 0. Chairs right LOD 0. Chairs right LOD 1. Chairs right LOD 1. Rail left LOD 0. Rail left LOD 0. Rail left LOD 1. Rail left LOD 0. Rail left lot 2, sorry. Single sleeper lot 2. Single sleeper lot 2. Ah, this one. Sleepers. Single sleeper lot 0. Single sleeper lot 1. Single sleeper lot 0. No, this is multiple sleepers lot 0. Sleepers lot 0. Sleepers lot 1. Sleepers lot 3. Very mundane work. Once you've done this once, don't think you'll want to do it again. So make sure you keep your source. And that should be that for now. I'll save that. Delete that. And I'm hoping that gets us a new height of things. And end caps, of course. Yeah, that's what we were doing as well. Ah, forgot to delete the old end caps. So they're still there, but we want to delete them, those two. I will delete them once Trainz puts them in, because it won't be the last time we delete this file from Trainz and add it again. Right, delete those old ones. Load up Trainz. Hopefully the end caps are fixed and the track is down low to the ground now. Very strange. Yeah, track definitely lower, but it's in the wrong spot. Something's gone wrong there. The end caps are working, but the track is right. Time to work out what's going on here. Our track. We haven't changed our track, of course. We only updated everything else, but we didn't update the track. So, time to go and update the track. But the end caps have changed, which is good. As to why that piece of track hasn't... Oh, we haven't... okay. We haven't updated the track object, so it needs to be updated, the .im file, and this right rail was a copy of the left rail, so you can see why the left rail is in the ground and the right rail is not, or the other way around. It should be the other way around. Okay, I know what's going on. That's going to be deleted because we don't need that again. We need to go right rail, left rail, these ones. We want to update these to be right. Right. So that now fixes the rail height for the right rail. And now we need to update our track. So if we go File, Open the other workspace, this is our track, and we import a end cap. A cap 0A, and we change it to be the correct scale. Which I cannot remember what that scale is. .64, I think. Save that out. Of course, wrong one. 64.471. That's that. And I can actually get the track height from this one as well. Be somewhere around here. That one. Perhaps that's where it'll be. Hopefully. So the height we want is hopefully that. The scale we want for this is 64741 or something like that. Can't be too far off. It looks pretty close. So we manage our layers. Get rid of some of those. So that's LOD 1, 2, 3 end caps. Why is it LOD 1, 2, 3? Where is the original LOD? That must be LOD 1. Yeah, okay. So we export LOD 0. Export LOD 1. Export LOD 2. And export LOD 3. Right, save that, I believe. Yeah. Drop that into here. See everything line up, hopefully. Remember, we still need to edit the configs. So there'll be parameters in there that will correct things a little more for us. Very important, that one. Okay. So, we now have end caps that are looking closer to where they should be. And track that's actually in the ground a little bit more. Sleepers that are looking like they're the correct length, not the correct width on some of these. And let's just see. Yeah, okay. Now we need to get a couple of parameters hopefully from the config to get that working. We probably should fix that end cap up slightly. I mean, it's a bit messy. Just needs the track put down slightly, I guess, or the end cap raised. We'll come back to it. It's a minor thing. Alright. Exit out of this. And now we will take a look at, so instead of editing from here, we'll now directly edit from the Trainz content. And that'll make it a little bit easier, I think. So, we want to make our track gauge that's not covered in this procedural track part, but we want to make the track gauge the same as our track gauge and check gauge is for the original. So if we jump back into our original, which you will find under here, our where is it? Oh, maybe it actually doesn't have that. Okay. The mesh length. Do we need to add that? I think so. What does this look like? Mesh 18. Mesh length. Yeah, that's definitely wrong, I think. So 11.5 is the original. Then 400. And 65. 10 and 2. And we're looking at the end cap previous. Don't know whether we need to change that because we're not using our previous end caps. So I might leave that for now. Just change the track because we are using the previous track. So save that to match up. Oh, we also want to see the track gauge and the check gauge. So if we go narrow gauge, 36-inch track gauge. 36-inch. I think it's like 914 or something. Let's have a look. 36. No. What about? Is there a table? Here we go. What does this look like? Feet. Narrow. 36-inch to feet. 3 foot. 3 foot. 914 mil. Okay. That's alright. 914. Is there a check gauge. Check gauge. This is the distance between the inside face of one running rail and the outside face of the check rail. The inside face of one running rail and the outside face of the check rail positioned next to the outer running rail. Okay, so if we say that our, don't need that one, our track gauge is 0.1914. Distance between the inner faces of the running rails. Below it's the real railway way of measuring this is done this way because the actual track gauge can and does vary by this distance. Must not expand with a wider track gauge. Okay. I'm hoping that that is correct because we got that from the wiki. Then we're going to find that the check gauge is going to be the distance between the rail, distance between the inside facing of the rail and the distance between the inside face of one running rail, yeah, and the outside face of the check rail positioned next to the outer rail. Okay. I guess they're making it the distance between there, because if you look at the previous one, it's 1.4. This is 1.39. So if we go 0, how much do we want it to be, I guess? Turn these all back on. That one in particular. Get a little box. And wouldn't want it to be much. Maybe 12? Hey, what is going on here? Yeah, I'm going to go with 0.02. So that means 0.02. We're going to get an 896. Probably still not big enough. Okay, so that's going to make our track gauge the distance between the two rails. The next bit we want to look at is the attached spline has a lateral offset for each of the rail left and rail right. Lateral offset defines the number of meters that the child spline is offset sideways from its parent origin. Positive value is offset to the right and negative value is offset to the left. So the rail, therefore, if our gauge is 0.914, divide that by 2, that is what I'm thinking. We will want them. So the left rail is that, right rail is that. Sleepers are positioned directly in the middle. I think the chairs, since they're positioned in the middle, will be the same. So that now puts our rail and our chairs in the right spot. And our track gauge is the right measurement, and the spacing between the rail and the check is only 0.02. So I guess we'll save that and have a look and see what it's looking like. Keep in mind this doesn't fix anything to do with our sleepers. The sleepers will still look a bit weird because we haven't addressed those yet. There's different settings in the sleepers itself. Start. Got it. Okay, so our rail is definitely skinnier than this one. So it's looking more like a narrow gauge, which is good. Sleepers are a bit funky. What does this look like? Our blades are needing some work as well. Yeah, okay. I think it's starting to take shape. Sleepers. Did we export the sleepers again correctly? I don't think we did. They seem to be on top of our chairs when that's not really what we want. Okay. We want our chairs to look like that. So let's export our let's have a look at our chairs again. Our rail seems to be a bit lower as well. So rail and chairs, blades, and the blades and the check rails and wing rails will need to be exported again too. Okay. Then we'll address the sleepers. So let's get out of there. And go back into here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Select these. Yeah, okay, so the ground's still a bit high. If we bring that down a touch. Might help. Move that back over there. Make all this invisible. Ooh. Okay, export that again. 0. Export 1. Export 2. And the final one. 3. Okay. Next one's blades. Let's save this. Open the other max file we have. Show some of these. Import the left blade. Blade left. And change the scale. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right. Add the right material. Save it out. Export as blade left. File. Import blade right. Export blade right. import. The chairs are done, end caps done, rails done, sleepers should be done, but we may have to come back to them. The slide chairs left. Slide chairs, chair left. Not sure if that needs to change, but we will anyway, just in case. File, export, slide chair left. Next one, import, slide chair right. Change the scale. Export. And then we import the stretcher. Change the scale a bit. Export it. And input the wing rails, I think. Yep. Wing rail left. Wing rail, yep. Export that one. And import the wing rail right. Is there a check rail that we haven't done yet? I think there is. Check rail left. Check rail left. Save that. And the final one, check rail right. Export that one. Okay, that is all the meshes we've actually exported. Doesn't mean we've exported them right, but we've definitely exported them. So, time to put them into Trainz and see if they look right. Yes, it already exists. Yes, it does. Delete that one. Okay. So that hopefully get our blades right, our check rails, our wing rails, and bring the track slightly lower, the ballast slightly lower. It may join up with our end caps now, There may be more work to be done there. Probably we'll see. So what's this looking like? Okay, so the one blade looks somewhat correct. The other blade doesn't look very good at all. The check rail and the wing rail. Check rails look okay. They need to come back a bit, so do the wing rail. So the offsets are wrong there, but the sizes are pretty good. We didn't take a look at our sleepers, did we? Why is that one? Why is that one still big? That's a weird one. Let's have a look at that to fix that issue first. Jump out. And delete that one. Our blade, didn't we change that? Yes, we did. We saved it out. Let's just check to see what the size of it is. Didn't actually change the size. Well done. Genius. That was not the right thing. So that was the right one, I believe. Yes, it is the right one. Okay, save that one out. Export. Blade right. Okay, so now that's the right size. Silly. Next thing to do is to have a look at the sleepers again. Just want to see what was the go with that. Sleepers, they're all there. Right. They seem to be a little higher, but they should be a little bit higher, so that's okay. If I bring them too low, I don't think you're going to get a good effect there. It's probably where they need to be though, isn't it? Somewhere around there. Okay. Move that. So that's the sleepers file. Export. Sleepers LOD 3. This is sleepers LOD 2. Sleepers LOD 1. And sleepers LOD 0. And we've got our single sleeper LOD 1. Single sleeper LOD 1. Single sleeper LOD 0. Right. That's hopefully everything. We do want to probably bring our track down a smidgen again, I think. Let's tinker with it a tiny bit. Okay, yes, save that. That's more than enough, I'd say. Yeah. Export that out. Track 0. Export track. Track 2. Track 3. Alright, save that out. And put that back into Trainz. Right, load up Trainz. Oh, the end caps need to be put down the same size as the track. Anyway, we've got our chairs and our rail. We don't have our blades lined up yet, but that'll be a offset in our config, and so will be our check and wing rail and our sleepers. The reason why the ends aren't perfect is because it's actually using the ends of this track. You probably want to make it use the ends of the original track that we were using. Okay, so let's change some of the options around in here. We can see the size of the track isn't working quite as good there, and they're slightly offset. For the sleepers are slightly offset. So let's go in and have a play around and see what we can work out. Let's address the wing and check rails first. So we exit this, jump into here, and if we open up this one, we have, I'm not convinced that's correct, but we'll leave it for now. That is taken from the old asset. These are using the old asset, so that can stay. They should be correct based on the track gauge. Sleeper offset. Yeah, so everything in there should be okay. So we go to our chairs, find out what options we've got in here. And we have nothing there that we really want to touch. Mesh length, right. So the mesh length is 3. Let's have a look and see where that comes from. It mightn't be in here. It might be. Mesh length is to do with mesh length. Okay. Yep. So it's saying it's 3 meters in width. So let's have a look. That one. End cap 1. End cap can go. This big long one. Lod 2. That's the one we want to show. Okay. This one's track lod 0. Right. So we want to measure how long this piece of track is. And it looks to be 1.9, about 1.95 in length. Maybe a little bit less. Get rid of that. Edit polys. Let me go with 1.9. Something along those lines. $1.935. That's what I'm going to go with. 1.935. So the mesh length 1.935. That's the mesh length of our track, I believe. And we open up this one. Again, it's 1.935. And we open up this one. Perhaps. No, wrong one. It's the sleepers, I think, we need to open up. 11.5, that takes the longest part of this lod. Yeah, 11.5. So that's correct. Then we open the sleepers. Find the mesh length. Yep. Save that. I guess the rail has this too, perhaps? No, the rail's got 6. That might be the actual length of the rail, so save that. File. Open our rail. Just want to see what that is. rail? What does that equal to be? It's actually the same length. Ah, but that's not the lowest LOD. Rail 2. .9, perhaps? 3.9. Just want to see what the rail is here when we import it. Temp. Yeah. 3.9 is what it appears to be. Okay, so 3.9 for this piece of longest piece of track is 3.9. That's for LOD 2. .9, oh, not point. 3.9 on that one. And that's the length, the mesh length's done. The padding, I believe, let's just read what the padding is. Space length between there and there. That's the before and after. So that's the spacing length. So if we open up this one, we find out what the space length is. 0.134 0.18. 134 and 18. 134 and 18. That doesn't sound right. 134 and 18. Edit. Let's just go 0.134 plus 0.181 divided by 2 gives us that. That's what we're going to use as the space. Padding length, I don't know about that. I think I'm going to set that to 0. Padding length, actually before setting it, we'll just check. Trainz padding length. What does it tell me? Nothing in there, is there? Nope. Oh, there is something in there, but it doesn't actually tell me what it is. Okay. I'm going to go with not using it, because I don't know what it is, and until I find out what it is, it's not going to have any padding. Okay, so we do need to change that in the other files as well, so that these match up. It's not exactly. Say the spacing needs to take into consideration the length of the chair as well. So put that, it should be at the start of the sleeper, I'm hoping, and then we'll adjust it if that's correct. Okay. Save all those values out. Start up Trainz. And it was to do with the sleepers and the chairs. Right. Let's get pretty close to one of these. So we can see that the sleepers and the chairs are lining up somewhat with the sleepers. Let's just check to see how it lines up over here as well. And let's see if we can get these sleepers in the middle. Oh, these chairs in the middle by adjusting the sleeper offsets. Ah, the chair offsets, sorry. So we'll find that the size of the sleepers are the size of the chairs are about 1.4. 1.45, let's say. So we want half of that. That, and we're going to chair right. Yep, that's correct. I'm going to add it to that. So that is what we're hoping before and after. Possibly. May need to be half of that again. May need to be half of that again, yeah. So they were sitting on the edge. Half of that pushes it over. No, okay. Could be okay. Submit that. Okay, so that's moved a single chairs over, but it hasn't repositioned these chairs at all. Those chairs are completely a bit weird. I think that'd be loading. Oh no, yeah, not right over there either. Have a look at that issue as well. What's up with our chairs? They're a bit weird. Save that. Open our parts. Chair right, chair left. That's the group of them. That's the rail. all seem to be in the right spot. Chair left 1, chair left 0. Yeah, those ones. Alright, maybe we'll do quick save out again just in case something's gone wrong. Export. Chairs. Chairs left LOD 0. Chairs left LOD 0. Chairs left LOD 1. Chairs right LOD 0. Chairs right LOD 1. Delete that one. Add that back in. So now we want to try and work out what's going on with these chairs not lining up correctly. The length, the padding. So if we open up this one and find that 1.6 is the space between, so that would leave 1.95. So 1.6, oh sorry, 1.95 minus 1.6 leaves that. With that. So that's the space on each side. So re-evaluating this again. The mesh length is actually not what I said it was. It's 1.6 is the mesh length. Just check one of these one by one. So that mesh length is correct. The end caps we'll deal with at the end. The rail distance is correct, so we don't need to touch that one anymore. The sleepers, sleeper pitch, again, that was to do with junctions, I think. So that's probably what's wrong with this, why the sleepers are so small at the moment. The tag sleeper pitch determines the spacing of single sleepers at junctions. It is measured from the center of a sleeper to the center of the next sleeper. The sleeper pitch is only used for the junctions. It is not relevant for plain line track. Okay, that's great, but so distance from center of a sleeper to the next sleeper. See figure IN. Figure in the sleeper section. Note this value is just used for custom sleepers positioning as an indicator. It may be scaled accordingly to the track's configuration. I think this needs to change. I don't know what to yet. I don't want to change it yet, but we'll come back and look at it in a second. So this now becomes 1.6. That's the mesh length. According to these, according to this, that's what's counted. Oh no, it's the entire thing. So we were right. It should be 9 175-ish. Then these 175. That's the leftover. 1.6, 1.95, which is the whole thing, minus these two little gaps here gives us 1.6, and the two little gaps equal to about that, roughly. That we might want to change. Let's just change it to not half. It was, if the track scales by 64%, I'm just going to try some maths here and see if it works. 7 times 0.64. Let's try that. 0.64 was what we were scaling everything in max by. Let's see if that sleeper's okay. Don't want that. We'll keep that one open. That's for the sleepers. Edit the chairs. And use the same values. Except we want the center of the chairs as well. So I forget what we decided what that was. Jump back in and have a look. Size of them was 0.148. Plus 175, no, 0.1249. So that possibly. And I know we said we didn't have to look at this again. I thought there was another value somewhere similar to that 707.707. What's in the rail? Rail width. Check rail body length. Check rail body length. That's for the mesh of the rail. So the check rail body length needs to change. Length of the body section of the check rail. This is the straight part, not including the flared ends. Okay. Back to this one. Then we bring up our layers. The check rail. Wait. Check rail? Check rail body length. Yes, okay. Not including the flared ends. Check rail body length. Somewhere around that. 1.65, let's call it. 1.65. Wing rail body length. Length of the body section of the wing rail. This is the straight part. Wing rail body length. That is 1 meter. Blade smallest. The minimum width of the head of the blade. Pretty self-explanatory. Blade right. is 0.021. Well, we can probably go with that. Smaller the better, I guess. And the blade taper length. The length of the taper of the blade. See figure K. Figure K. Where are you? Figure K? Ah, right. Gotcha. Let's go with that. Right, so the taper length is going to be hard to see. I think it's around about there. So it's about 1.26, let's just say. 0.26. Rail width. Track condition. Rail width. Width over the head of the rail. Okay. That needs to change. Rail, that one. $44. Oh. Right, that's changed, that's changed, that's changed, that's changed, that's changed. I wouldn't mind just checking out the correct position of this mesh to the origin in 3D modeling. This one. The term blade switcher is specifically required in the mesh. Yeah. Right. Play around with that in a sec. Let's get these values into the other rail right. Submit all them. So there's some new settings there. Hopefully there's more of a positive outcome with this. Starting to look a bit more consistent, that's for sure. Whether it's still exactly what we want, I don't know, but that's looking good. Still needs to be brought in closer. That is interesting. Spacing doesn't look quite right. And that is still wrong. Let's try and fix that up. the check rail. No, oh, we didn't even check the check rail. Let's have a look at that, just to make sure. See if it made any difference. What's the check rail looking like? Still not quite positioned where we want it to be, is it? Try some different offsets for that one. Different lengths as well, I guess. The lengths don't look too bad actually. The offset looks a bit weird. See what the padding does, see if the padding does anything, because that's one of the values that we couldn't actually find one before. Open this up. That is what we changed. Let's just see what it looks like out of the 2. Oh, keep, what do we got? See what the junctions look like now. Okay, that's definitely not what we want, but yeah, it's too close to padding, so I guess it's reverted back to being a normal track or a procedural track. So if you set some of these parameters wrong, you lose your procedural track. So that's not going to help us. Exit that. Put it back to the way we were. .2. Okay, so we're getting there. We have, let's jump back into here after we save this out. Submit. See what's left to do. Because there's not far away now. We have a few little things to tweak. A few little things to probably find out as well. And the end result is getting there. So what we've got left is... what have we got here? The track's not looking like it's a procedural track anymore. One of the parameters we've changed have probably caused it to not be happy. Okay, we'll have to go and find out which one that is. But the remaining things we have to do is to find out the sleepers, get them spaced correctly, work out what this little bug is with the chairs on the left. There'll be something fairly easy that we'll need to work out. Find out what value we changed to get the track going back to be a normal track. That'll just be a simple one. So then once we line up the chairs with the sleepers and we get the chairs correct, we line up the ends and probably line up the blades, because I remember them not being correct, and there's some wing rails in there that weren't lined up correctly as well. So once we fix those up, we'll probably do a small little bits of tweaks to bring the track up to make sure that some of these little pops and stuff get rid of out of the LODs. We'll be done. So like I said, hopefully when you change your normal track into a procedural track, you'll be using the assets from the normal gauge, not the narrow gauge track that we're trying to do here. So it should be a lot simpler than what we've gone through today, but this just gives you an idea on how to change the scale of things and what you might need to go through to achieve that. So we'll make a final video when we work out some of these little things in the next video, so that we can finish this off and you can have a complete video with changing a normal track